So now you've purchased your first Bitcoins and got them kept safe and secure in your chosen wallet. You're probably wondering what to spend them on. The increase in the amount of retailers accepting Bitcoin as payment has been incredible in the past few years, with over 30,000 businesses and charities now also registered, and that number is just skyrocketing, and like I said, the trend is just set to continue. Now, as you'd expect, most of these are web-based companies, but more and more physical retail stores are getting involved too. Examples of some of the more familiar names that accept Bitcoin depending on your location include Expedia, Dell, and Sex. One of the biggest names that announced it accepts Bitcoin is online clothing retailer showroomprive.com, and they ship their products internationally too. So whilst it is still a bit of a mission to find physical places to use your Bitcoins as payment, they are starting to pop up more and more. In America in particular, there is a buzz about Bitcoin in the retail industry. Now, if sports is your thing, then both the Sacramento Kings, the NBA basketball team, and the San Jose Earthquakes, a soccer franchise in California, have implemented Bitcoin payments in their stadiums. So this includes ticket purchases, merchandise and concessions, which is basically beer and burgers to you and me. And let's say you want to treat your parent or a family member to a special gift, then the jeweler Reed's, which is one of the largest chains in the US, accepts Bitcoin both online and in store. And they do ship overseas too, but like I said, do be aware of international delivery prices. And in even greater news for Bitcoin owners, many retail giants are starting to jump on board. As I mentioned with Dell, they are now offering up to 10% off for Bitcoin transactions. So with companies like that coming on board, it then sets the scene and sets the role model for the lead for other companies to join. Now, a good way to find Bitcoin friendly merchants is by using a mapping site like coinmap.org. Now, this site lists stores by their location. Now, they're updating their map all the time, so it's well worth keeping an eye on this. A site of a similar nature is Bitcoin Travel. Now, this is another mapping site, and it allows you to select categories of your choosing, from antique dealers to yoga instructors and so on, anywhere in the world. Now, this site is still in its infancy. It's been around for a while, but it's still growing and it's updated weekly, so I would bookmark this site for future reference. Then there's perhaps the ultimate in Bitcoin retailers, bitcoinstore.com, which is based in the USA but ships internationally too. Now, these guys only accept Bitcoins as payment, and they've got partnerships with all sort of great companies. I mean, just look at some of the great companies that they've got partnerships with. Another company I'd like to bring to your attention while we're here is Foodler. Now, this site enables you to order and pay for your takeaway food and then have it delivered to your house with Bitcoin. Now, they have menus for more than 13,000 restaurants and food bars. So it's a great innovation, but unfortunately only open to people in the US at this moment in time. Now, there are of course a whole host of other services available to purchase with Bitcoin, some that are global and some that are very localized. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through of some of the biggest names that are accepting Bitcoin in different industries. To start with, we have the Dish Network, which is one of the biggest pay TV subscription services in America. We then have online dating agency OkCupid, which is one of the world's largest dating networks, and it enables users to pay for its A-list premium subscription service with Bitcoin. So if you're on the lookout for a partner, it's always a good place to start. Now we have many charitable organisations that have jumped on board with Bitcoin. So if you want to make a donation, these include NGO, Greenpeace, Dignitas, the Women's Centre of Calgary, and the Sri Lanka Campaign for Peace and Justice. And as we mentioned earlier, SEX, which is one of the UK's largest second-hand electronics retailers. Not only have they launched their Bitcoin payment plan, but they have also introduced Scotland's first Bitcoin ATM, and it was based in Glasgow. And now let's move on to cloud parking service Passport Parking, which enables its parking operators to accept Bitcoin payments. Now, they believe they're the first company in the world to offer Bitcoin payments for metered car parking, although the service does remain exclusive in specific areas of the US. And let's say you want to reinvest some of your Bitcoins back into your mining operation. Then sites like Tiger Direct, who retail computers and electronics, are worth a second look. As well as that, there is a site called RentHop, which lists properties for rent in New York and offers landlords and estate agents a whopping 60% discount on fees if clients pay with Bitcoin. And the Chicago Sun-Times is now accepting Bitcoin payment for subscription services. And the UK-only ticket company Theatre Tickets Direct is accepting Bitcoin payments for its Western shows and musicals. So that's just a very quick overview of some Bitcoin merchants around the world, but there are many more. So like I said, do head to sites like CoinMap, Bitcoin Travel and BitcoinStore.com for the latest updates.